Hello to all, this is Alejandro Bratti and William Eiley from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to the Spanglish World Network on Single TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Single TV app and respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to leave a comment. The app is free and is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today, we have very interesting topic, William. We are going to be talking about meat. So let's start with how are you, William?
I'm doing well. I'm also kind of distracted, so let me get something else up here. Sorry. Yes. Technology, so much fun.
Yeah. So I know that this topic is somehow even difficult. In my case, understanding even the word meat was something like, okay, what is exactly meat? It's like I have some idea of that, but now let's start to understand a little bit better about that word. So I want to start with giving some of the uh, well, what I found that is neat really is so. For example, a neat place, thing, or person is organized and clean and has everything in the correct place. A neat movement or action is done accurately and skillfully with no unnecessary movements. A neat way of organizing, achieving, explaining, or expressing something is clever and convenient. If you say something is neat, you mean that it's very good. So those are, and I wanted to bring those ideas to start to explain what is exactly neat and what we are referring with that. So neat is something that we are really depends on where you want to implement it. It's going to be very cool, admirable, and very interesting for us, and can even help to express admiration for somebody or something. So let's talk about some of the stories where we started to talk about this and why we believe meat is something important for people to listen and to learn.
Hmm. Sorry, I do not have a neat and orderly mind right now. So let me plow through some of the debris and get back on topic here. Uh, oh, yes, the attention dialed to a higher dimension part. Some people call it ADHD. Um, yeah, it appears to be a very untidy place from the outside and sometimes from the inside. And by the same token, though, um, a lot of times we feel very organized in here. It just looks like chaos from the outside. It's like that person who has all of those stacks of things on their desk, and you walk up and you go, "How do you find anything here?" And you ask them for something, and they go, "Okay." They go 3 inches down into this stack. Here it is. It's kind of like being that way in here as well. It's like there's so much information stuffed in, and then we have to process it all. So if you're much better at organizing information than I am some days, Alejandro. So what do you make of all that blather?
In my case, for example, something that I have been working a lot is in regards of planning my day. And I want to be planning my day ahead. So sometimes when you talk about being neat in that area, it's specifically, for example, in my case, what I am doing is when I am finishing my day, I am reviewing everything that I am supposed to do the next day, start to understand what are the things that are going to be very important for me to understand, and where I can implement other things that I am learning or I am connecting with other people or creating for my business. So you can start to do that at the beginning of the day, but if you start to do that at the beginning of the day, what at least what happened to me is I start with emails and then I start to do other stuff, and suddenly at 9 or 10 a.m. I start to see like, okay, let's plan my day, and it's like too late to start to do that. If you start to do that the day before, what happens is you wake up like already with your mind thinking what are the things that I have to do, and you are not losing time to think what is going to happen. So that for me it's one way to becoming neat in your workplace, and that I want to bring here. And something that I why we brought this topic, we talk about unlock clarity here, and clarity is something that is key for everything in our business, in our personal life, and in everything that we are doing. And something that we are talking here is, and we believe very hard here, is we create everything in our minds first. So in order to be neat, the first place we need to be working with is our mind, and start to be like, okay, let's be orderly and let's be clean with the things that we have, and let's have clarity. So if you start to any project, I start my next day, and I start Tuesday in my case now. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and I start to think about Tuesday as a day that I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I don't have clarity. I don't have, I start to lose a lot of time just by planning and doing whatever I want. So in your case, William, let's start to think about. I know that you were talking a little bit about HDHD, but tell us a little bit more on the mind point of view for need that comes.
Hmm. Hmm. One of the things that I've discovered in doing my energy work with me is a lot of the clutter in here is other people's clutter. Things I've picked up from this person, that person, previous significant other, parents. And it's not even mine. It's the equivalent of somebody, me sitting at my desk and I have it relatively clean, and somebody walks up and hands me a stack of this, and the next person walks up and hands me another stack of this and puts it in this place, and it's not even my stuff. And they're just using my desk as a storage space. It's not even something I have to worry about or think about or even process, and yet it's still here. And so in the process of cleaning a lot of that out, there are now more days than not that I'm in here by myself, and it's nice. I can actually get something done, and then because I've been trained for it, somebody else walks up and hands me a whole other stack of things to store for them. So I go through the round of cleaning that out again.
And something that, well, I am learning, and also I had another conversation with another person. Is what you are saying. If we open our mind, for example, when we are watching news, what you are doing at that moment is getting other people information, and that's exactly what William is talking about. When you start to receive things from others, but it's because you have your mind open to do that. And something that is happening when you are watching news, and it's like you are like this, and something, there is a lot of people that doesn't like even the word hypnotize, and it's like, oh, that is not something that I would like to try or do. But you are getting hypnotized every time that you are in front of your TV, because it's like you are like, and you can see, and even with kids, it's like you try to tell them something and they are like, and they forget about everything. So it's like how are you doing and what are you doing to start to do that? And in my case, I have my kids. I don't say that they don't see any, they don't watch any TV, but when I am with them, what I start to do is like, okay, look at this. What do you think about that? And what are you thinking about that? And look what they say and what they do. It's like just to interact a little bit, so they are not completely hypnotized, but I am guiding them a little bit in what is happening. I'm not saying it's the best way of teach them, but at least I am helping them to be thinking and not only like watching and just receiving everything. So that's one of the ideas when you do that. Or it's the same when you have your parents or your wife or your husband or your kids, and they are just giving all the information and you are like, okay, I have to do it. And it's like you start to be cluttered.
Yeah. A term that I learned years ago for that particular state in my subspecies of human is called hyper focused.
Mm, mm,
Nothing else exists outside of the thing I'm looking at. So then we could say when we hyper focus on the news, we are just letting them pour into us all of the gloriously negative things that are going on the planet.
yeah, exactly. So let's start to speak about the action steps that we started to talk about, how we can help you with need, because this is going to help you to really create a neat environment, a neat mindset. So that's what we are looking for with this product. So the first one is talking about set a specific achievable goal for yourself. It can be as simple as cleaning your bed, your bedroom, and how you're going to do it in a weekly basis, or doing a laundry, or it can be as complicated as something in your business that you need to do. But set specific goals. We start to try. We love to do like goals that are like, okay, I want to become millionaire. That is not a specific. That is something like a dream that it's unreachable. So start to think like what we did last week with William, with his when he was talking about he wants to be fit, and being fit is something that it's very huge and difficult to understand. But when you start to see like, okay, I want to be able to mow my yard, and I want to be able to have all the energy at the next day, and to do it everything in one shot and not stopping during the process and doing all those things, suddenly you have a specific achievable goal that you can start to do. So the next one.
Ah, create a schedule or routine for yourself and stick to it as much as possible. Designate this can be designated times for cleaning, organizing, decluttering. Yeah, um, that's an awesome concept. And a thing to remember is whatever morning is for you is when that routine happens. Whenever I wake up, I have a specific routine that I go through to get ready for my day, whatever time that is. But other people, they actually need to get up at a specific time or they don't do that routine. And so time blocking is one of those. And I'm still learning that philosophy. So let's move on to the next step.
So sometimes we have some tasks that they are very huge. Like what we were saying, something that I want to. For example, one of the things that I wanted to do last week, specifically when we started to talk about this topic with William, is like I want to have my whole desk and everything here clean and orderly, and I want to have it neat. But at that moment, I had like all my all the courses that I have been doing in the last year and all the things in all the paper, like even here in one of the furniture. So I can say like I want to clean everything, but that is not something that is going to happen in one day or something. So I can what I the third step is going to be break those things that maybe are large in smaller pieces. Like okay, how much are you going to do each day? Something that you can manage is like I each day I'm going to be cleaning apart one drawer, one furniture, something that you can start to do until in 1 week maybe you have everything finished. So that's something that how much you can do in 1 day or how much you want to do in 1 hour that you can start to create the habit.
Habits, yes. So, a big thing for cleaning your desk and so forth is have a specific place for something and put it back when we're done, because it's so easy to mindlessly use something and then just put it down, and then we don't remember where we put it because we weren't paying attention. And so for someone like me, if I have a specific place, it looks anal. That's an interesting American term, but it looks obsessive. And yet, for someone like me, if I don't put something back in its place, I might not remember where I put it for years, literally.
And that's where the next point goes, declutter regularly. And what that means is I can plan to do once per month cleaning of everything, and that is going to take a lot of time. Or I can do a little thing each day. And it like secure that before I go to start to be with my kids and everything, I clean everything for 2 minutes. I put everything in their place, and suddenly I can go and do it. So 2 minutes against 4 hours to do it at the end of the month, you know? So it can be a big difference.
Yeah, like I'm going to get to that at the end of the month. Uh huh. No.
Exactly. And suddenly at the end of the month, I don't have 4 hours to do it. And you do another month, and suddenly you have a mountain of problems in front of you, you know?
And sometimes that's physical mountain of things that need to be done too. Oh yeah, the P word, prioritize. Oh, and the F word, focus. So yeah, prioritize in your cleaning tasks. Focus on high traffic areas and the most important tasks first. Yeah. For those of us whose priority filter is broken and our focusing ability is challenged some days. Hmm. However, just getting into a routine and for me, being lazy, putting things back where I got them from, that helps me a lot.
And I want to go directly because we are at the end of the program already. I want to go directly to the part of why we think NEAT is something excellent and important for entrepreneurs to aspire to.
Yeah, we become what we think about, what we focus on. It's just amazing. If we focus on how disorganized and chaotic our lives get, they get more disorganized and chaotic. At least that's what I've noticed.
And that's exactly what you need to understand. It's like at the end, we become what we think. And when you understand that, okay, if I think that I am disorganized and I have been always disorganized, so you are becoming that. Start to think that you are neat and you are excellent and you are going to be the best version that you can be. And that is going to start to reflect in everything that you are doing in your life. You are going to start to find the focus that you want, and you're going to find all the orderly and everything that you need in your life. So this is it. I know next week, William, what we're going to be talking.
Yeah, interesting topic, romantic. be interesting to see what that turns into. But then again, there's that romantic part of becoming an entrepreneur that sometimes goes away in the first few months. So, hey, so yeah, one of the things we create with being neat is a virtuous circle, a virtuous upward spiral of becoming more and living in a better mind space. So the thing is, how dedicated are we to becoming a better version of ourselves?
Mm. So thank you all for being with us today. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you. Bye.
Dead air. We love it.